was important to Jesus. Jesus was in heaven. He was with God. The Bible said, in the beginning was the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The same was in the beginning with God. All things were made by him, and without him there was nothing made that was made. So Jesus was with God. He was there before creation, and then eventually he came down to earth in order to save humanity. And when Jesus came, he knew how things are obtainable in that realm. When he came to this realm, he demonstrated a priority for prayer. In fact, one day he told the disciples a parable to this end, that men ought always and not, let's say it again, men ought and not to. You see, that is the person who created man, because the Bible says all things were made by him, Abi. He is the creator, Abi. Now, he is the one that is saying men ought always to pray. Oh, you are not with me now. In other words, see, you know, every manufacturer knows the defect of a product. The manufacturer of this phone are the ones that told us that if this phone entered water, it will be damaged. Why? Because the product that was used in manufacturing this phone is not water resistant. Now, this is the manufacturer's opinion of man. Jesus, the one who created man, he's saying that there is a defect in every man that only prayer can fill. Jesus, the manufacturer of man, he looked at the disciples one day and told them, he said, see, there is a need in the life of every man. He said, men ought always to pray. In other words, it can be excused if angels are not praying. You are not with me now. If animals are not praying, it is excusable. But there is something about man. There is something about the potential, the capacity of man. There's something about the component with which man was made that only prayer can bring him to optimum performance. Prayer for man is a system of upgrade. Prayer brings a man to the place where he can serve the purpose of God. Prayer brings a man to a level where he can become effective. As a matter of fact, the more a man prays, the more value he dispenses. The more a man prays, the more valuable he becomes to God. The more a man prays, the more valuable he becomes to himself. The more a man prays, the more valuable he becomes to humanity. A man that cannot pray is useless to the agenda of God. A man that cannot pray is useless to himself. A man that cannot pray is useless to humanity. The reason is because eternal virtues are only transported through the channel of prayer. When a man begins to pray, he begins to lay hold on virtues that exist in the heavenlies, and he begins to transport it into the realm of reality. There are things you will never experience in your life. Beloved, there are things you don't know you can do until you begin to pray. Oh, you didn't hear me. There are potentials you don't know you possess. There are abilities that you don't know. How would you have believed that the shadow of a man could heal the sick? Oh, you are not with me. How would you have believed that the shadow of a man could heal the sick? But you see, when the apostles in Acts chapter 4, when they were threatened, the Bible said they went to the upper room and they prayed. They say, oh God, consider their threat. Grant us power that we may heal the sick. Stretch forth your hand. Let signs and wonders be done. The Bible said when they had prayed, the place where they were seated was shaking, and they were all filled with the Holy Ghost. They didn't even know what happened until they went outside. The Bible said, and Peter passing by, his shadow falling on people, were being healed. You don't know what God can accomplish through your life until you begin to pray. 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 There are dimensions. Beloved, can I say to us, prayer is a system of upgrade. Every time you pray, you are being upgraded to another level. Every time you pray, your effectiveness increases. Every time you pray, just like from time to time, you receive a message in your Android phone. This app need to be upgraded. This app will expire. This app need to. Every time you pray, what you are doing is that you are upgrading yourself to a level of new efficiency.